Birds jumped out to a 2-0 lead after one. Zach Sather had an RBI double. Thomas Kinsella had a 2-out 2-run single to get to the final of 4-1. So Coon Rapids wins game one. So do or die time for Andover. Coon Rapids has had a very solid season this year coming in. They're 18-11, and meanwhile Andover with the win tonight would get back to 500.
Yeah, and they get to live another day. And on the hill for the Andover Aces will be a former Husky, Nolan Belchner. Nolan Belchner is will be a junior, I believe. I think COVID junior at Olive Nazarene in Illinois. He's one of their starting pitchers there. He'll take the hill for the Aces today.
Yeah, and it'll be great someday when we'll be able to put COVID in the rearview mirror when it comes to a lot of things, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So the good news is some of these baseball pitchers or baseball players get an extra year. So he's got a good fastball. His curve will stay down in the zone. Was a good pitcher. Pitched 3 years for the Huskies.
Yeah, so we've got him warming up on the mound and over getting set, and we'll be starting the ball game here in a moment. Once again, Metro Mini playoff action tonight from Noble in Brooklyn Park. Perfect night for a ball game. Sit back and enjoy. We'll come back with the first pitch in a moment here on QCTV.
.84 square miles and 33,000 strong.
This is a cool
home of the Huskies. Residing in the state where hockey is king, with a new battle for the crown each winter. 16 teams, 14 games, one ultimate dream. But in the end, only two teams reigned victorious in the state of hockey.
Skated out in the corner. Andover has won the state title.
Which makes Andover the city of champions.
Takes the lead pass. They come in across Zinda. Rebounds. Your champion.
And we are ready to go. Ball game underway. Game two of this best of three series. Andover and Coon Rapids here tonight. We open ball one. Once again, Nolan Belchner pitching to Sam Berg. We'll set Andover here defensively momentarily. Ian Wynn, the center fielder, leading off. And he looks at ball two. 2-0 the count. It'll be Wynn, Kinsella, and Sather. Top three of the Coon Rapids order. Once again, after this next pitch, we'll set Andover defensively here in the ball game tonight. Little breeze blowing in from right field for the ball game. There's a big swing and a miss. Now 2-1. It'll be Benji Bruce at third, Connor Stoink at short, Carson Waddell at second, Tyler Brick at first. In the outfield, Kyle Hoppy, Anthony Kuznia, and Charlie Hora from left to right. Once again, Berg behind the plate. 2-1 count, squaring to bunt, lays it down, charging in Bruce. And a throw out there. Good play by Bruce.
Yeah, really nice job by Bruce. Belchner had it measured, got out of the way, and allowed what his third baseman should do, which is take that ball and be able to get it over. Good play by Bruce. And you could see Wynn was a little bit behind on him. Now Thomas Kinsella, the home run leader for the Redbirds, is up.
Kinsella digs in, playing down at first, wearing number 44, and looks at a strike here to start the ball game. And all the games that were played on Sunday at Coon Rapids at Wintercrest were pitchers' duel. Outstanding pitching on Sunday. Here's one hit high in the air, shallow left field. Strike goes out and puts it away. 2 outs, quickly 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, Belchner's throwing strikes. That's what you want, and this is playoff baseball. You'll see, not as many chances, and every at bat is important.
Yeah, I was looking at the scores from Sunday. Of course, Anoka played Forest Lake on Friday night. The Bucks came back and eliminated Forest Lake in a win on Sunday. But tremendous pitching, all low-scoring games, quick ball games on Sunday over at Wintercrest. Now, all the games at now Andover playing here because of the lights. Aren't playing at home, so they're down here at Noble. We did a game earlier this year, but for instance, Champlin Park, they're up at St. Michael tonight, to give you an example. And there's a strike there to Sather. It was fouled out of play. Well to the left, there's one way outside, now 1-1 the count. Nobody aboard, 2 away, top of the first. Coon Rapids Redbirds batting.
Well, it really shows you the strength of this, the depth of the mini metro, as now you see Anoka beating Forest Lake, which a couple years ago would be next to impossible.
1-1. And there's a strike at the letters. Good pitch there. To the number 3 hitter, Zach Sather, playing down at third base.
Yeah, we'll see if they go outside with a fastball on this one, see if they get him chasing.
Good start here for Nolan Belschner, the Aces starter. Pulled the string on it, gets a strikeout, 3 up, 3 down for Coon Rapids. And Andover coming to bat in the bottom of the first. And like I say, you know, we've had a warm summer here, but just an absolutely gorgeous day. And a tip of the cap to the folks here in Brooklyn Park that take care of this field. Typically the home of the Champlin Park Low Gators. This is really a great facility. And Jim, the rumor has been for a long time that they're going to build a grandstand and a press box and add to it, and it keeps getting delayed. But the rumor is that maybe by next year they're going to get that done and have maybe Castle Field to this place.
Oh, that would be outstanding. You know, they've done a lot of work at the high school. And with the pad and that they put a year ago, the infield is outstanding. Boy, having another grandstand, it just makes amateur baseball that much more fun to come to. And as you can see tonight, a good crowd on hand as we're going, late arriving, as it is a late start at 7:30.
Yeah, and the sun going down pretty quick.
Yep.
Sun will be a factor for maybe another 40 minutes or so, and then should be a gorgeous night for a ball game. But here at Noble, with the field facing southwest, really isn't a gigantic factor. I would assume maybe for third base and shortstop looking that way, but it really doesn't impact a lot of plays here.
Yeah, the only like you said, the third baseman taking a throw from right field.
Yep.
Will be a little bit, maybe even the second baseman, but generally it's positioned perfectly. We've got a great night, a great tradition with town ball, and we've got Sather on the hill for them. And we'll go through the lineup for the Aces real quick. It'll be Connor Stoik, the shortstop, leading off. Carson Waddell, the second baseman, batting second. Charlie O'Hara batting third. Sam Plohaus, the DH, and Mr. Ace himself batting fourth. Tyler Brick, Benji Bruce, Anthony Kuznia, Sam Berg, and Kyle Hoppy will round out the order for the Aces.
And Coon Rapids defensively, Kobe Peary behind the plate. Steve Schreier on the mound, Zach Sather at third, Jackson Bates at short, Jimmy Brinda at second, Thomas Kinsella at first, Alexander Parr in left, Ian Wynn in center, Jake Paulson in right. We're ready to go. Bottom of the first. The Redbirds went down 1-2-3. Let's see what Andover can do as they try and keep their season alive here in Brooklyn Park tonight. And the first pitch of the game from Schreier. Smash towards second into right center field for a base hit. So Stoik, wasting no time, gets a leadoff single for Andover.
Yeah, fastball right down Broadway, put it right back up the middle. Good line drive. For Schreier, he's got 8 in the third innings. He's given up 7 hits, 4 earned runs. He's walked 4, struck out 5. And has an ERA of 4.32. He has no decision as of yet, and I believe this is his first start.
Stoik, 368 coming in, picked up hit number 29 on the season. Next batter up, Carson Waddell playing at second. Looks at strike one from Steve Schreier, the Redbird starter. Great-looking uniforms. Take off of the St. Louis Cardinals, as you might expect. Just a terrific look. Here in this one, that one's fouled toward the Andover dugout over on the first base side. Now 0-2 to Waddell.
Well, the success that the Andover High School has had has helped bleed into some of the success that the Aces have had as they've had a real solid campaign. And you see a couple players tonight from the graduated from the Huskies this last year.
0-2 way outside. They throw down the runner, but the helmet kind of caught the arm of the catcher, Peary, and he's kind of laughing as he retrieves it. You never know what you're going to see. And
we'll see if we can see a replay of that. It looked like as he threw it into the catcher's or into the mask.
Yeah, an unusual play.
Yeah.
For sure. 1-2 the count to Waddell. Waddell 3-0-1 coming in. That one's fouled away. 1-2 now the count. Waddell 31 hits on the season, 6 doubles, couple of triples. Having a good season for sure for the Andover Aces. Once again with the win, stay alive for his game 3 in this series and even their record on the season. There's a swing and a miss. Gets away from the catcher, Peary, and the runner moves up. So a strikeout victim, Waddell, but Stoic moves down to second on the play. There's one away, and the batter is going to be Charlie O'Hara, the right fielder.
Well, the best possible solution with an out is to get the runner down to second, which happened. Stoic down at second, scoring position.
O'Hara 308 on the year, fine season. Left-handed batter. Big swing and a miss there. Good pitch by Schreier. And now it's 0-1. One away, runner at second for Andover, no score. First hit of the game was Stoic to lead it off for Andover here in the bottom of the first inning.
O'Hara was at Gustavus this last year.
Down in the dirt.
That's another beautiful field that completely turfed and beautiful facility down
Oh,
there.
they have tremendous facilities.
Yeah, they really do.
Football stadium at Gustavus is about as good as you're going to see in the MIAC.
Yeah,
Just terrific. Right up there with St. John's, Clemens Stadium in Collegeville is a beautiful setting, but Gustavus has a beauty. Wow.
Yep, they really do. And
Hollinsworth Field, I believe. Yeah, 1-2, the count to O'Hara. 1 on, 1 away, bottom of the first. And that's coming up quick.
Couple weeks,
Fair,
yeah.
State Fair is a couple weeks away. College football coming up fast. State tournament, State B and C down the road this year. You're going to have to travel a bit. 2-2 the count. Faribault, the main site, but Dundas and Meesville as well. So it's going to be a road trip from the northern suburbs down there.
Yeah, some great parks down there too. Dundas, Faribault, Meesville. Meesville's beautiful.
Yeah, about as good as it gets. There's a big swing and a miss, 2 strikeouts in a row for Schreier. That'll be up to Sam Plohaus, the DH, here in the bottom of the first. And you look at all these state tournament sites year in and year out. It is a big deal for these towns to host these state tournaments because particularly for the B and C, whether it's metro area teams, but you get fans from all over the state. It's a great draw. It is a big, big deal. There's one smash to first, knocked down by Kinsella to the pitcher covering Schreier. Nice play, 3-1 on the putout. So Andover gets a leadoff single. They leave them stranded at second, and we have played one. We're still scoreless here on QCTV.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihavepprediabetes.org.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
And we are back here on QCTV. Lovely night for a ball game. It is a Monday night Metro Mini Playoffs. Game 2 of this best of 3 series between Andover and Coon Rapids. And here's a rundown of that lineup again for the Redbirds.
Yeah, we already saw Wynn, Kinsella, and Sather go. We'll see Jake Paulson, Kirby Perry, Jimmy Brinda, Xander Parr, Aaron Lindstrom, and Jackson Bates will be the order for the Redbirds as they're coming out. And Nolan Belchner out for his second inning.
He had a strikeout, set him down, 1, 2, 3. Ground out, pop out, strikeout. And there is an off-speed pitch for a strike. Good curve ball, 0-1 to Jake Paulson for the Redbirds. Paulson this year coming in 328, 20 hits, 3 doubles, 11 RBI. Hitting in the cleanup spot for the Redbirds tonight. And longtime manager and coach, Jeff Lindstrom. We had a nice chat before the game, talking about the league and how good it is. And it really is.
Yeah.
The Metro Mini over the years, you go 1 and 2 of the count, by the way, to Paulson, leadoff hitter in the second. But they got a great website, the stats, the league, just terrific players in every club.
Yeah, and to find out, the Aces started, I believe it was 2014, and it took a while for them to get built up to be competitive. First couple of years were pretty challenging, and that kind of tells you how difficult it is to be competitive in this league.
2-2 pitch toward the hole, cut off by Sather. He'll throw across and get him good play. Move to his left, into the hole, threw him out. One away.
Benji Bruce with his second nice play. Had a bunt that he fielded in the first inning. This one moves over to his right, sets his feet, and rips it over to Tyler Brick over at first.
Yeah, really a good play. He charged that bunt and threw out the leadoff hitter Wynn, and then cut across in front of Stoik, made the play. And now the batter is the catcher, Peary, Kirby Peary, catching for the Redbirds. Fouls one out of play.
Peary was 0 for 4 yesterday with 2 strikeouts.
In that 4-1 win, once again, a pitcher's duel. Good pitching, and that's one of the things that Jeff Lindstrom said about his Redbirds team. Really been getting great pitching all year, and a good balance of young and old, and that seems to be a key.
Yeah.
The experienced guys, and then, of course, those guys just starting their college careers, getting that mix.
It's funny, baseball guys remember everything, and one of our last broadcasts were the Bucks versus the Redbirds. And he was quick to point out that that game was an anomaly for his pitching staff. But baseball guys remember every game, every pitch, every play.
1-2 to Peary, 1-0 away, and nobody aboard. Top of inning number 2 here, way upstairs. That's snagged there by Berge. Stuck that glove up there and grabbed it.
A sprained wrist now.
Yeah, you stabbed that one. 2-2 now the count. And for the right-handed batter, a tough sun at the moment. Here's one slapped into the gap in right center field. That is down for a hit. Chased by the center field Kuznia. He'll pick it up, relay it in, but it's a stand-up double for the catcher, Peary. And the Redbirds have a runner in scoring position here in the top of inning number 2.
Get a chance to look at Andover's defense. Like we mentioned before, Hoppy, Kuznia, and Hora out in the outfield. Bruce, Stoik, Waddell, and Brick. Sam Berg behind, and they get to see Nolan Belchner. Good rip by the catcher, Perry.
Yeah, and 4th double of the year for him. So a runner in scoring position, 1 away, top of inning number 2. Jimmy Brinda playing at second base. Looks at a strike. And for the right-handed batter right now, you know, they are looking at the pitcher, but they do need to deal with that setting sun, which would be kind of not quite looking right into it, but there certainly is an impact for that right-handed batter. There's one outside, 1-1.
Jimmy Brinda, 16 hits and 51 at bats. He scored 8 runs, 4 doubles, one home run, 7 RBIs, a .314 batting average.
And Brinda in his first year, speaking of youth, hitting in the number 6 hole, playing at second base. There's a curveball hit towards short. Grabbed by Stoik. He'll go across the diamond. 6-3, runner moves up. So 2 away.
That's a dangerous play to try to move up on in front of the shortstop, but he gets over a pass ball and someone scores. So good aggressive base running.
And now the batter is going to be Parr. And Parr this year, Alexander Parr, 302. A lot of guys hitting over 300. 16 hits, 4 doubles this year. Runner at third base, 2 away. And the pitch inside and low, ball 1-0. So Belschner giving up a hit. It was an extra base hit for the catcher, Kirby Peary. Oh, here comes the bat. I'm glad the fence is
Yeah,
here.
no kidding.
That one fouled off.
Need some rosin. I don't think it was anything we said, was it?
I hope not. 1-1 the count, 2 away, runner at third for the Redbirds here, top of the second inning. Just an absolutely gorgeous night here at Noble, just north of 610. The road you see in that center field shot is Regent Avenue. Noble Parkway is behind us, sort of the east. That's the namesake of the park. But pretty good hitter's background out there in center field. 1-1 the count to Parr.
See,
This one chopped foul outside of first. Brick took a look, but no chance.
so as a pitcher and a catcher, you see the bat fly out of his hands. You know his hands are probably stinging a little bit because it hurts. And Belcher throws a fastball inside, trying to lock him up. Smart move by good pitch selection by Belcher and Berg.
1-2 pitch on the way. Nolan Belschner delivers. This one driven to right, coming on. That'll drop for a hit, and a run will score. First run of the ball game for the Redbirds and an RBI single by Alexander Parr. And Coon Rapids is up here in inning number 2.
Yeah, nice job fighting off an inside pitch again. He pulls it into right field. The Century College player.
Now Aaron Lindstrom, one of the veterans, DHing for the Redbirds tonight. Lindstrom, ninth year out of Southwest State.
At this point, you're worried about probably diapers and other things that don't necessarily have when you're in college.
Waiting for the 1-0 from Belschner. Throw over to first, diving back in. Parr, who had that RBI a moment ago. And for Parr this year, RBI number 5. Gives them a lead here, and of course they can win the series with a victory tonight and advance to another state tournament. That one, he hits him. And now runners at first and second. Came right in on him.
Yep.
Now 2 away, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, shortstop Jackson Bates.
Yeah, with 2 out, you don't not want to get past, put Jackson Bates on, but Bates, a Coon Rapids alum.
Yeah, down at Upper Iowa as well. Part of the Northern Sun. The Peacocks, I believe.
Well, there's a heavy population of peacocks around that area. I can understand why they be named that.
First pitch, chopped towards short. Charging Stoik. Goes the short way to second, and Waddell, they get the force there. So Coon Rapids gets a run, 2 hits. They leave 2. And after 1.5, they lead at 1-0 here on QCTV. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs, our great QCTV crew, as the Andover Aces get ready to come to the plate with hitters 5, 6, and 7. And we'll take a look at that Andover order. And
as we saw, Connor Stoik, the shortstop, followed by Carson Waddell. Charlie Hora batted third and struck out in that first inning. Sam Plohas, the Mr. Ace himself, he's had over almost 700 at-bats as an ace, which is incredible. Tyler Brick, who's a Coon Rapids grad, who's played at Hamlin. Benji Bruce, third baseman, followed by Anthony Kuznia, who just graduated from the Huskies, and Sam Berg. The catcher, a longtime Husky, Kyle Hoppy, who finished his career at Augsburg last year, and is the coach of the VFW for the Andover Huskies. And he actually coached them to their first state tournament.
nice.
This year.
Then here is Coon Rapids defensively. Parr, Wynn, and Paulson in the outfield. Infield, Sather at third, Bates at short, Brenda at second, Kinsella at first, Peary behind the plate, and Schreier on the mound, and he'll toe the rubber, the starter. Gave up a leadoff hit to Stoik, then struck out 2 in a row before getting blowhaws on a 3-1 play. It'll bring up Tyler Brick, the number 5 hitter in that Andover order, playing down at first base. This one hit in the air to right center field. Center fielder Wynn cruises to his left, makes the catch, quickly 1 away.
Yeah, 1 pitch, 1 out.
Going to bring up Benji Bruce playing at third. Couple of good defensive plays so far in the game.
Yeah, Brick really up in the zone. That was kind of a hanging breaking ball, and luckily that Wynn was able to get to it.
First pitch swinging outside of first, coming over Kinsella. Makes it in foul territory. So just like that, 2 away. I think that 2 pitches, 2 outs.
So as you come up as a batter, you never. There's almost a unwritten rule, and there's a bunch of them in baseball, that you take this first one. See if he does. Nope.
Kuznia,
Yeah.
he was hacking, hits it to the screen, 0-1. You know, in that Bucks-Brewers game we did on Friday night here on QCTV, the Bucks, 4 outs, 4 pitches in a row. 3 in one side, and then 1 to start the next, and it was then it was kind of like this guy's got to take a couple of pitches.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can't remember who was up and actually had a long at bat finally, but 4 outs on 4 pitches in a row, you don't see that very much.
No, you do not.
0-2 the count here to Kuznia, the center fielder. Quickly 2 outs here, and now it's 1-2.
That's the first ball of the inning from Sather.
So Schreier trying to make quick work, and over here is a little chopper off the mound, charged by Kinsella. He'll shovel to the pitcher, and they don't connect. And making the turn and heading for second is Kuznia. So he will reach and then advance to second base. So just like that, after 2 quick outs, the Andover Aces have a runner in scoring position. We'll get a courtesy runner. No, we'll just get a, I think, one of those sliding mitts, I believe, out there.
Yeah, they'll put on the old oven mitt.
Yeah.
So that whole play was made by Kuznia's hustle. He really was busting it down the line and kind of forced Kinsella to make a quick throw.
And now the batter is Sam Berg, the catcher. Berg, chance to tie the game here with a hit. Big swing and a miss. Berg took quite a cut at that one. Berg, 233 this year. 10 hits, 4 doubles, 5 RBI. For the Andover catcher in an 0-1 hole here. Steve Schreier, the starter for the Redbirds. Checks that runner. No one holding him close. Big cut. Goes upstairs. Now 0-2.
That's called sneaky fast.
Berg from Champlin. Playing for Andover. 0-2 inside, 1-2. As he gets out of the way of that one. And, you know, on that play, Kuznia, you could almost write down a single and then an error on first base, Kinsella. So, second hit of the ball game for Andover by my count. By no means official, but there's one high and away, 2-2. So, Berg trying to battle back. Number 9, Kyle Hoppy, waiting on deck. Then it would be top of the order, Connor Stoiker already has a hit if they're able to keep this thing alive. They trail 1-0. Redbirds got a run in the top of inning number 2. Schreier, look at the runner. Just getting a piece of it was Berg, 2-2.
Yeah, really good pitch by Schreier, right painting the outside corner of the plate, and Berg, good battle to be able to foul that one off.
Fans set up down the lines here. Pretty good crowd for the ball game tonight. Why not? Twins are idle. 2-2. And that's fouled down the right field line. That would have been handy for Andover for that to drop, but well foul. The count rides along at 2-2. And we did an Andover game here earlier this season, and we kept waiting for them to turn on the lights. I would think they should get on that sooner than later.
Yeah, you're right.
Middle of August starts to get dark, or as he moved toward the middle of August, way up high. Peary, the catcher, had to stab that one now, 3-2, so pretty good at bat here by Berg. Fell behind 0-2, now the count is full. Let's see if he's able to make the Redbirds pay for that error. 3-2, big swing and a miss. So Schreier comes back, gets his third strikeout of the game, no damage done. Andover gets a hit. There was an error. They leave one. And after 2 complete, Coon Rapids leading Andover 1-0 here on QCTV.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
When I never graduated from high school, I realized I wanted to go back to school because I didn't want to work these back-breaking jobs the rest of my life. With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed to come back to school. I felt accomplished, made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And we are back at Noble in Brooklyn Park. And Andover and Coon Rapids, night number 2 of the Metro Mini Playoffs. Coon Rapids trying to advance to the state tournament and win this series. They have a 1-0 lead as we move to the third, and we have a new pitcher.
Yeah, it's Nolan Belcher's night is done. And we have Jake Domovic, who will be pitching for the Aces. It's really tough not to say the Huskies, but the Aces, as Nolan goes 2 innings, gives up 1 run on 2 hits. It was an earned run.
And we don't know if Belschner's staying in the game. We haven't been able to see any defensive changes so far around the infield. Looks like Stoik at short, Waddell at second, Brick still down at first. Looks like Bruce over at third. We're not sure about the outfield. May need to dig out the binoculars. I can't quite see that far anymore. Sam Berg behind the plate. We do know this. We go to the top of the Coon Rapids order. Wynn, Kinsella, and Sather for the Redbirds here. And they have a 1-0 lead. Wynn grounded out to start the ball game. Good play by Bruce, charging in on that bunt, throwing him out on the run. That was a very nice play. Upstairs, ball one. I'm going to put a star down after the fact on that Bruce 5-3 put out to start the ball.
Yeah.
That was a very good fielding play. Wynn tried to bunt his way on. Ball one, now ball two, as Domovic takes over for Belschner here in the third.
Yeah, and if Bruce doesn't make that play ranging to his left in the top of the second, we've got 2 runs in for the Redbirds at least.
There's one foul to the screen. And Domovic's numbers this year, and they've used a lot of pitchers this season. 1-2, 26 2/3, 31 hits, 17 runs. Struck out 19, walked 7. Domovic from Coon Rapids. That's fouled out of play. Now count 2-2. And he pitches, plays at second, plays at short. A lanky 6'2".
He's got a little bit of whip to his arm.
Lights are on. That's a good sign. This one, a little soft floater towards second. Tough chance. And they get him. Good play by Waddell. Got him by a step, maybe a half a step there. Boy, that was just a little floater out toward Waddell.
Yeah, that
picked it up on a hop and threw him out.
That was an outstanding play by Waddell. Hopefully we can, we got a replay here. We'll see how close it was.
Ooh.
That's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, I think the Andover Aces has got a break there. One out, nobody aboard, and there's one low and away, ball one.
Yeah, one thing we haven't talked about is with that sun is the umpire's looking into that as he's making that call, and that is never easy.
There's Kinsella, popped out to short, actually shallow left field. Shortstop Stoik went out and grabbed it. That one's fouled back to the screen. And that's one of those where he was right on it, and he kind of backs away from the plate and says, I should have done more with that pitch.
Yeah. It was a fastball up around the letters.
Yeah. 1-1. One away, nobody aboard. Top of the third. There's a curve ball. Just, delayed call 1-2. I'm going to just wait from now on.
Yeah,
I'm going to just keep my mouth shut and wait. 1-2 pitch. This one hit high and deep to left center field. Hoppy going back to the fence. It's gone. A solo home run for Kinsella. The left center field, and it's 2-0 Redbirds.
Well, I tell you what, Kinsella is a veteran hitter. Tomovic got away with that curveball on that first one that came in for the strike, for that second strike. And when he threw it again, Kinsella recognized it and just deposited it. I was just about to say, hopefully he doesn't send that one again. But home run, majestic home run, I would say.
Third of the year for Kinsella. And RBI number 14, 2-0 Redbirds. This one hit on the ground, right back up the middle, and that's a solid hit for Sather. And he is now 1 for 2, struck out back in the first. And now it's going to bring up Jake Paulson, the right fielder, who grounded out in inning number 2.
Well, good call on the lights, Steve. They just jumped on a couple minutes ago, and they must have heard. They must have been watching QCTV.
Yeah. The game we did, Andover was playing Chisago Lakes. Weather was threatening. Thunderstorms were moving into Maple Grove. We could see the lightning from afar. Here's one hit in the gap to right center field coming over. Kuznia makes the catch. The runner heads back to first. That's Sather. So Paulson gave it a ride, but running it down was Kuznia. A good catch, 2 away, and the batter's going to be Kirby Peary, the catcher, who doubled and scored a run in inning number 2. But it was one of those where it was threatening, and it was getting dark, and it's like, when are they going to turn on the lights? When are they?
Yeah,
and finally they did, and then ultimately they called the game, and Andover was able to take care of business that night. 10-run rule. That one's fouled to the screen. Good hack there by Perry, the catcher, who had that double. And he steps away from the plate and is kind of like, I should have done more with that
again,
pitch.
Yep, absolutely. Up around the letters. And there's a little bit, and you know, Belchner was throwing hard. And after you see a couple of those types of fastballs, and not to take anything away from Domovic, but that there was some giddy up on Belchner. And we'll see if he'll going to be sitting on a curveball here.
Sather not getting much of a lead. Way up high, eye level. And the count now.
2-1.
Yeah, it should be 2-1.
Yep.
2 away, runner at first. Kinsella's home run. The lone run in the inning so far, 2-0 Redbirds. Big hack there. And now 2-2.
That's a perfectly placed fastball by Domovic, right down at the knees.
Sun's still a factor for third and short, maybe a little bit in left field, but that is about it.
Whew. That looked like a pretty good pitch.
Redbirds trying to tack on here against Domovic in his first inning of relief. There's a curveball caught by the catcher. Berg snow cones it, but that still counts. And a strikeout there for Domovic, and the second for Andover pitching. But they give up a run, that long home run by Kinsella to left center field, and it's 2-0 Redbirds after 2.5 innings here at Noble Park in Brooklyn Park, just north of 610. This is really a terrific setting, and you know, another one of those parks that continues to get better and better around the league. We all know about Castle Field. Coon Rapids has really nice facilities, and this is one of those leagues that I think is going to continue to grow in popularity, that I think as they add to these ballparks, they're going to be more and more of an attraction because these are good ball players. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. I mean, just look at the Champlin Lowgators as you get a chance to look at the Brooklyn Park spot-on weather, 73 degrees, perfect, humidity, perfect, wind getting 6.9. That's a pretty defined mile per hour coming out of the northwest, 6.9 miles an hour. But you look at the players that they have. You know, Nolan Belchner, solid player. Flo Haas, solid player. These Redbirds, Kinsella just deposited one like a major leaguer. The Champlin Lowgators have got they're loaded. You know, from Sam Raiola to Purdy, the Blaine high school graduate.
Yeah, a lot of good players in the league.
Yep.
Blaine Fusion. Noka's headed for the state tournament, and you know they are going to continue to make noise in the B. I don't think there's any doubt about it. You know that, you know, as we continue to move forward, this league is going to be a bigger and bigger factor in Class B baseball here in the state of Minnesota. We go to the bottom of the third, by the way. Andover will send 9, 1, and 2. Hoppy, Stoik, and Waddell to the plate against Steve Schreier, the Coon Rapids Redbird starter tonight.
Well, the Lowgators last year came in second place. They were runners-up in Class B.
And there's a bunt laid down. Schreier off the mound. Third base, Sather. And that's thrown away. And on that play, Hoppy is going to go into second base. So that bunt turns into a leadoff man at second base here in the bottom of the third.
That was a great bunt. Left-handed hitter up. The third baseman, Sather, was even on the grass and just perfectly placed. Good thing Kinsella did not get hurt. That's a scary thing for the first baseman when they have to reach out. There's a runner's coming down.
I probably rule that a hit and an error as well for Hoppy. And then Stoik, who led off the game with a single. Another one at third. Sather throws. And this one's dug out. What a play by Kinsella, backhanding that short hop. And on the play, moving over to third base is Hoppy. But that was quite a pick by Kinsella.
Yeah, barehanded by Sather, and an outstanding pick. Foot on the bag. At least it looked like it was on the bag. So nice, good play by Sather, and a great play by Kinsella. Backhanded pick, that's difficult.
Andover has a runner at third, one away here. Bottom of the third, they trail 2-0. Here's Carson Waddell, struck out. Hit high in the air. Shallow right center field, and the right fielder is going to grab it. Paulson, no chance for the runner to tag. That was in the Bermuda Triangle out there, but Paulson was able to get to it. Now 2 away. That's a big out for Schreier.
Yeah, it really is. You eliminate the sacrifice fly. Bring up Hoyer, who had just struck out the last time.
He's 0 for 1, the right fielder. Hoyer digs in from the left side. And over there, their first run, 90 feet away. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Big cut and a miss by Hora.
Yeah, these in playoff baseball, you're not going to have a bunch of opportunities, so it's important when you've got that runner in scoring position to do what you can to plate him.
That fouled to the screen. We talked about the strength of the league. The latest Class B poll, Meesville number 1, Rochester Royals number 2, Blaine Fusion 3, and then Champlin Park number 7. So look out for the Metro Mini at the State B this year.
And honestly, I think the Anoka Bucks, who are really, really young.
There's one hit towards second. Brenda waits and throws him out. So Andover gets a hit. Runner reaches third with 1 away, but failed to score. So we have played 3. And Coon Rapids leading Andover here in the Metro Mini playoffs on QCTV.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And we are back, and there's a good look at the moon on a lovely night for a ball game.
That's a great shot.
I can't believe we get a stipend for this.
I can't either. There's nothing better than watching baseball on a perfect evening.
Yeah.
And once they have the grandstand and hot dogs, the smell of hot dogs, and it just kind of adds a little bit more.
Yeah, no doubt. And here we go to the top of the fourth.
You've done a lot. You've done a lot of baseball throughout Minnesota. Where's your favorite park? Amateur park?
Whew, that is tough. I'll have to think about that one for a while. It's a big swing and a miss. Jimmy Brenda, Alexander Parr, Aaron Lindstrom for the Coon Rapids Redbirds, 6, 7, and 8. Waconia's got a terrific new park. There's so many good ones, and every town takes so much pride. And I think, just up the road at Castle Field in Anoka, you look at the improvements. Here's one to the gap in right center field, but closing and dropping the ball is Charlie Hora. He was there in plenty of time, and it just popped out of his glove.
Yeah.
Brenda's aboard.
Kind of caught it in no man's land around his chest. So that'll be an E. That's the third error.
I love Joe Schlepper Stadium in Shakopee is terrific here in the Metro.
Yep.
The Mini Met down in Jordan is spectacular.
Yes, that is. Yep.
But like I say, there's so many good ones.
Cold
it's
Springs
hard.
has a tremendous one.
Yeah. Alexander Parr due up. And looks at a strike. Strike one to Parr. Parr had that RBI single in the first, plating the first Coon Rapids run. They had a couple of hits in that inning. Yeah, 4 overall in the game. That error a moment ago. First of the game on Andover, and that was just a drop fly ball by Charlie Hora. Just popped out of his mitt in right center field. Parr chops one towards short. Tough chance. They throw behind the runner. Really no play. That's going to go as an infield hit for Parr. His second hit of the game in the 7-hole.
Yeah, the shortstop, Stoik, was going to cover as a left-handed batter out there, cover second on the steal, and then had to make a quick misdirection to try to find something. A good play to try to throw behind him and see if you can catch somebody off.
There's a mound visit. Jake Domovic will get a visit. Everybody on the infield.
Tyler Rowland out there. It looks like Tyler Rowland out catcher, former Husky. Played at University of Minnesota Morris. Some of the fans out here, as you can see, front row.
And now after all of that, Sam Berg's going to go out and visit with Domovic, get on the same page. And now we got Aaron Lindstrom, the DH, digging in. Big guy, runners on first and second. Once again, Brenda reached on the air, hit by Parr, runners at first and second. Coon Rapids a run in the second. And then that home run by Kinsella, the solo shot in the third. They lead it 2-0, looking for more here in the fourth. And he is showing bunt all the way. Lets it fly, ball one, outside.
Yeah, chance, playoff baseball, chance to move with nobody out, chance to move runners up the second and third. Would not be surprised if Lindstrom gets the sign to put it down.
You know, you brought it up earlier. Great baseball tradition in Coon Rapids over the years. There's one that gets away from the catcher Berg, and that's going to allow the runners to move up. And now Lindstrom probably breathes a sigh of relief. He gets to swing away now.
Yeah.
1-1 the count. But, you know, tremendous tradition over the years. Little League, great Little League teams in Coon Rapids over the years. Good Legion ball. They've had good high school teams over the years. Just a tremendous tradition in Coon Rapids. The 1-1. Now it's 2-1. So Domovic getting in hot water here in the fourth.
Yeah, since the early 80s, it's just been a great.
That one gets by the catcher. Runner scampers home from third. That's Brenda. Runner moves up from second to third. That's Parr, and it's 3-0 on the wild one. And the count 3-1 to Aaron Lindstrom. So that one got away from Domovic, and not much catcher Berg could do there. And now the 3-1 on the way. Oh, and that caught the umpire. Ouch.
Yeah, that one hurts. That one. Sandberg's going to walk it out and give some time. That one caught him right on the edge of the pads on the shoulder, right around the neck.
Yeah, and that's in one of those spots where you got the neck guard and you got it, but that's just right at top, and they're going to let him shake it off. And with the lone umpire in the game,
those guys are tough guys out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're doing 4 or 5 games a week at times, and this is not the only time this week he's going to get hit. In fact, the way Murphy's Law works, he'll probably get snapped there again.
Well, and the thing is that when you're leaning over, that area is a little bit exposed because the pad doesn't come up. I mean, it's one of those spots that 3-2. This is driven high and well foul. He really turned on that pitch. The count will ride along at 3-2. Once again, runner at third, run in, and nobody out for the Redbirds here in the top of the fourth, but that just caught him in a bad spot. 3-2, curveball, waited for it. Here's Stoik to the plate, not in time, down to first, not in time. Another run scores. Lindstrom will reach first. He'll get an RBI on that. The throw came to the plate.
Fielder's choice.
Yep. Reaches on the fielder's choice, but should get the RBI on the play.
Yep.
And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Jackson Bates, who was at the plate when Lindstrom was retired to end the second 6-4. So he gets his second AB. And he squares to bunt and follows that back to the screen 0-1. Bates playing at shortstop. So Brenda reaches. Then the single by Parr. And then Andover comes home trying to cut Parr down. There was a wild pitch in the mix as well. So Coon Rapids tags on 2 here in the top of the fourth. We'll square again, well outside. Stab by Berg. A tough inning here for Andover. And the way Coon Rapids has been pitching most of the year, it's a big deal. There's one bunted foul by Bates. Now the count 1-2. Andover can't afford to give up too many more.
Nope, they really cannot. And Jeff Lindstrom talked about the fact that you've got a pitcher that's only pitched 8 innings so far this season, so you've got a full bullpen.
There's one down in the dirt, blocked by Berg. Staying put is Lindstrom down at first. Lindstrom got hit by a pitch in the second and then reached a moment ago on the fielder's choice. Got the RBI as they came home to try and get Parr. Didn't work out.
A little time while Lindstrom ties his shoe.
Now a 2-2. Way outside once again. Grabbed by Berg with the backhanded stab. 3-2.
Yeah, Berg has been busy back there. He's got good lateral movement.
There's Bates trying to turn the order around. Wynn waiting on deck. There's a chopper toward third. Grabbed by Bruce. Goes the short way for one. On to first. Double play. 5-4-3. Started by Bruce. And that's exactly what the Aces needed.
The doctor had a prescription, and it was filled. You see Bruce, quick with his hands, good throw to second base, good turn. By Waddell, yeah.
Good clean side by Lindstrom, and got in there. Kind of blocked his view a little bit, but then got down in time. So 5-4-3 on the double play. Top of the order, Win. Nobody on, 2 out, and that's fouled out of play. Win, couple of ground outs. He's 0 for 2 in the game. Jim, we should give him a wave right now. Howdy. There it is. There it is. A 1.
There it is. So you think about, 28 games so far. Well, this is the 28th game for Andover and the 30th game for the Redbirds. And you look at the rosters, and that's a lot of time that is spent during the summer.
Hey, you bring up the umpires, but, the veteran players especially, and the full-time jobs and families. 1-2. Big swing and a miss, so a strikeout there for Domovic, but more damage done. Coon Rapids gets a couple. They don't leave anybody on base. And after 3.5, they lead at 4-0. Andover work to do, and they come to bat here in the home half of inning number 4. But you're absolutely right. You talked about the umpires, and you can't have games without umpires.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys will work Legion or VFW and then segue into the amateur season. And the demand for umpires is tremendous.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
you know, the high school league all the time is talking about it. Whatever the sport, there is tremendous demand. So if you're at home thinking about getting involved, it is a great way to do it. Whether you're going to umpire or learn to officiate another sport, they need it.
I actually umpired last year for the first time, and the first game that I was out there, the association I was with actually came out and gave me a review on how I did, and it was completely impactful. And made the job a whole lot easier. And I will tell you that generally the theme and the disposition towards umpires is changing, where they understand, or a lot of the veteran players are taking a little bit more leadership with not not getting after the umpires as much and realizing that they get to play because the umpire's there. So, like you said, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, no doubt. And at every level, youth all the way through high school, you can't have games without umpires and officials. So if you're thinking about it or want to stay involved in sports, great way to do it. And high school league has a program to get people involved.
Yep.
Youth associations have a program to get people involved. We need umpires and game officials. Plohas, Brick, and Bruce meeting the order 4, 5, and 6 for Andover as they try and get on the board here. They have 3 hits in the ball game. They've had a hit in every inning so far tonight. Plohas fouls one back quickly 0-2, and a good job by Steve Schreier, the Coon Rapids Redbirds starter tonight. He has done a nice job scattering 3 hits. Really hasn't been in any trouble here tonight and has struck out 3. More importantly, hasn't walked anybody. 0-2 pitch. This one driven toward left field, but right there is par for the putout. So Ploa has hit it hard, but moving to his left a few steps was par and put him away. That'll bring up Tyler Brick, who popped out to center field in inning number 2.
Flojas, a professional hitter. He actually had the Andover Huskies school hits record until this year when Kyle Law broke it. I believe 34 in 2015.
Yeah, another great year for Andover. Here's one smashed toward third. Stabbed there by Sather. Throw to first in time. Quickly 2 away. The batter will be Benji Bruce, who's played well at third. Some really nice defensive plays. Started that 5-4-3 double play. So even though Bruce popped out to first in inning number 2 and is 0 for 1, he's played well in the field.
Yes, he has. Well, if we don't have a pitch count on Schreier, but it's got to be low. He is. There's a lot of quick 2 outs. We saw 2 pitches and 2 outs a couple innings ago. He's been throwing strikes, making his defense work behind him. Doesn't take a lot of time up in the mound. He's ready to go.
Redbirds trying to get to the state tournament for the 8th time. Club history, last time 2020. And that one inside 1-1 to Benji Bruce. And Schreier doing a good job, veteran player, 9th year from the University of Sioux Falls. And that one slap foul. I know a guy who once upon a time was the voice of University of Sioux Falls football and men's and women's basketball. But this was many, many moons ago.
Who would that be? I wonder.
Long time ago.
The voice, not the Vikings. That's the Augies. That's August.
The Cougars.
The Cougars. That's right.
They moved up to NA. They were NAIA when I was there, and now they're D2, and really a big factor in D2 football.
Yes.
Certainly a force in the Northern Sun. And the guy who took over for me as the play-by-play voice of the University of Sioux Falls, Tom Frederick, is really one of the great play-by-play guys to ever work in the upper Midwest. He is phenomenal. And if you get a chance to tune in online, listen to University of Sioux Falls men's, women's basketball and football. There's another play for Sather, throws out Bruce, and he's retired 5-3. So Andover goes 1-2-3 in the fourth, and after 4, Coon Rapids leading Andover 4-0 here on QCTV.
Stem is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
And we're back here at Noble Park in Brooklyn Park, Andover and Coon Rapids. Game 2 of this best of 3 series, Metro Mini playoff action. Coon Rapids won the opener 4-1 on Sunday. Andover trying to keep their season alive. Coon Rapids with the win would advance to the State B tournament and the final weekend of the Metro Mini playoffs. So Coon Rapids here in the top of the 5th. Kinsella, Sather, and Paulson 2, 3, and 4 here in their lineup. And we got a new pitcher out there for Andover.
Eli Nyhammer.
Third pitcher to work.
Good hard-throwing right-hander. If you ever watched the movie The Natural, he's the guy that gives up the home run to Robert Redford. He's just a strong, and not to say that he would give up a home run, but he's the guy. He's just got a strong fastball, good future. Going to pitch next year, I believe, down in Iowa, not at one of the. I think it's Upper Iowa, actually.
Another Northern Sun team down there at Upper Iowa, and due up is Kinsella. He popped out to short in the first, then hit that long home run to left center field in the third. So he is 1 for 2. Kinsella turned on at the Movic pitch, and now it's Eli Nyhammer. And we'll tell you a little bit more about him and his season for Andover in a moment. But Kinsella hacks one back to the screen, and there's another one he had a really good cut at.
Oh, he's a good hitter. He's a professional hitter. Professional amateur hitter. How about that? Is that something that you can call?
There's another one inside. Kinsella wasn't sure about that. Count 0-2. But as you pointed out, no reason to chirp. He's already got the home run. His team up 4-0 here in the top of the 5th inning. At 0-2 pitch. Just outside, 1-2. You watch that one go by. Nyhammer goes upstairs and gets him. Strikeout number 4 for Andover pitching. First for Nyhammer, 1 away, and that'll bring up Zach Sather. Struck out in the first and a single in the third.
Yeah, good. Couple of nice plays at third base, too. Both third basemen tonight have kind of put on a defensive clinic.
Nyhammer, just his 4th game. There's one hack back to the screen. He has a big fastball that, as you pointed out, just 6 innings this year for Nyhammer. Giving up a couple of hits, 3 walks, and has struck out 13. So that tells the story right there. A 1 pitch. There's another one way upstairs, and 1-1 the count. One away, nobody aboard here, top of the 5th.
Nyhammer was considered the Andover Huskies closer this season. Ooh, good curveball. He was the pitcher on the mound as the Huskies won the sectional championship up in Princeton.
I know the state tournament didn't go their way, but it was another fine season.
Yeah.
For the Andover high school team. It's just extraordinary how that program has taken off.
Yeah.
And you look at all the success they've had. Of course, girls and boys hockey state champions, and boys hoops. We talked about that before we went on the air tonight, and how they had a fine year getting to the state tournament, really battling Park Center in the quarterfinals. Just a lot of success all around.
Yeah, the girls hoops made the sectional final as well. It a good winter season. The football team made the quarterfinals.
2-2. And he pulls the string on that and fools Sather. 2 strikeouts in a row to start the 5th for Nyhammer. So a good start for him. 5th overall for Andover pitching. That'll bring up Jake Paulson, the right fielder. He's 0 for 2. He is their cleanup hitter. So Andover has had success against the cleanup hitter here tonight. For Coon Rapids, running the 2nd, running the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Nobody on, 2 down here in the 5th. There's one at the letters and a strike. And if he can get that downward plane.
Yeah, big kid. 6'4", and
come over the top and get headed downhill. There's one outside, 1-1. But that's big-time velocity, especially here at twilight when the lights haven't completely taken over and it's kind of a tough sky. Moment where the pitchers can really take advantage. He blows another one by him, 1-2. So he's a pitch away from striking out the side, and this is just exactly what Andover needed. We talked about that double play to end, or to get the first 2 outs in the 4th. Nyhammer coming back to strike out the side and keep the Redbirds off the board. It would be a big deal. There's one outside, 2-2.
Yeah, if you can slow the momentum, and it looks like the Redbirds will have a new pitcher coming in the bottom of the 5th.
You've been scouting that out.
I have been. Looks like Velocity will be in.
And there's a swing and a miss. No, I apparently just got a piece of it.
Yeah, yep.
3-2 now the count. The catcher Berg tried to say, hey, no, let's get out of here. But the at-bat continues for Jake Paulson, the right fielder. 2-2. This one slap foul. And every now and then we get a bit of a breeze, but there's hardly any wind. And this has been a really windy year. The spring sports season and this summer, it's been extremely windy. This has been rare.
Yeah, it really has. And I've been told that I must be out of my mind to think that it's been windy this summer, but I agree with you 100%.
Now outside, 3-2. I think it's been very windy. And I spent 10 years in South Dakota.
Wind.
I know wind.
You have a personal attachment.
Born in St. Paul, raised here in the northern suburbs, but I spent 10 years in South Dakota. I know wind. 3-2, and there's a swing and a miss, and Eli Nyhammer strikes out the side here in the 5th, and we have played 4.5. Coon Rapids maintains a 4-0 lead, but that was a dominant performance by Nyhammer in relief in the 5th, and that's just exactly what Andover needed. And let's see if that energizes the bats.
Yeah, you get a new pitcher out there, and you get a chance to see a puppy. Bring your dog to the park and a chance to chew on something.
Yeah. As puppies will do, but I think it has been. I haven't looked at the stats, but the next time I run into Paul Douglas, I'm going to bring it up and say, has it been unusually windy? Because to me, it has been unusually windy. And this is like my third row of tape that I've had to bring to ball games this year because it has been so windy. But we haven't needed any of that stuff here tonight. And
well, that's awesome. That's if you please let me know. I would
Yeah.
really like to know because I just told my wife this weekend when we were up north that it seems like it's always windy. So yeah.
And she argued and said, no, you're making up stories.
It's
Jim."
always windy like this all the time. Yeah, okay, you're right.
And coming up here on QCTV, and we'll see it a little bit later on in the telecast tonight, what we've got coming up. We mentioned not only the state tournament for amateur baseball, the start of the state fair, but the
Yes.
start of the high school sports season, and QCTV will be there. Football, volleyball, soccer this fall on QCTV, and our crew's really gearing up for it.
Absolutely. It's always it just seems like it just kind of, the New Year's is always in December, but it always feels like it's kind of the new year when the football season rolls around, and a lot of excitement and fun to watch, and good soccer, good volleyball, and always great coverage here on QCTV.
All right, new pitcher out there for the Redbirds. Tell us a little bit about him.
Jack Velocity. He is been in 15 games. He has got he's 3-0. He's 35 and a third innings pitched, given up 38 hits, allowed 11 earned runs, struck out 33 in those 38 innings, 35 innings. A 2.80 ERA. So it doesn't get any easier for the Huskies, but you never know. Sometimes just getting a little different look can change the luck. And with the quick inning on the top half of this inning, we'll have a chance to see these guys see Velocity. If the Aces can get to Velocity.
Yeah, first year, Coon Rapids Cardinal, now with the Redbirds. And Kirby Peary was out there, the catcher, to visit with him, get settled in. Bottom third of the Andover order, bottom of the fifth. Kuznia, Berg, and Hoppy. Kuznia had a hit. In inning number 2, moved to second on an error. First pitch, that's fouled out of play.
Kuznia does not get cheated. He is someone who goes up there swinging.
Andover, a game under 500. Could be the season finale tonight. Coon Rapids trying to get the win the series. There's another one hacked to the screen. 0-2.
Yeah, when he walks, you need to save that in your calendar because that really doesn't happen.
0-2 pitch coming up. Velocity, the pitch. This one a hit. 3 hops to second. Brinda throws him out. 4-3, 1 away. That'll bring up Berg, the catcher.
Velocity pitched at Century College this last year. Had a good season, 2.84 ERA.
Berg tonight struck out to end inning number 2. He's 0 for 1. Hoppy waiting on deck. Andover trying to get something going. They have 3 hits through 4 innings. They were retired 1-2-3 for the first time an inning ago. There's strike 1 to Berg, number 8 hitter in the Andover order here tonight. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Berg shares the duties with Tyler Rowland behind the plate.
There's good morning, good afternoon, and good night, 2 away.
Strong.
First strikeout there for Velocity, 4th overall for Coon Rapids pitching. That'll bring up Kyle Hoppy, the left fielder. Hoppy had a hit, moved to second on an error.
That nice bunt hit that, and we'll see if Sather moves up if he tries it again.
And that was that wild throw, almost an ugly collision down at first. There's strike 1. And that's one thing the Redbirds, have done all year, 18-11 record. They have pitchers that come out and throw strikes, and that is so important at every level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throw it over the plate. Let your fielders help out. The nibbling, the walks. It gets hard to watch.
Yeah, it does. It makes it really not enjoyable for the fans.
Look out into the Redbirds dugout. Wow. That was a blue darter there. 1 and 2. And you got some guys sitting outside the dugout there. And he's got a glove and ready to go. And why not? I'm glad behind where the chain link here, 1 and 2. We had a bat come our way.
Yeah, we did, yeah. It's I think Tom Kelly used to call that the ugly finder.
Yeah. Yeah, heads up over there. 2 and 2 now to count. To Hoppy, 2 away, nobody aboard. Bottom of the 5th. That one fouled out of play. Gorgeous moon rising over that Redbirds dugout. Just a great night.
Yep.
You know, it's been a theme, but it has just been outstanding.
It certainly has. Good baseball, too.
2-2. Inside. 3 and 2 now to count. Hoppy trying to turn the order around. Connor Stoik waiting on deck, the number 1 hitter in the Andover order. He has a hit and 2 trips, and love to have an opportunity here. That one is inside, so Hoppy gets a walk. He's on base for the 2nd time tonight. That is the first walk given up by Coon Rapids pitching.
When Hoppy was at Augsburg, he was their leadoff hitter for 2 years. And so it's almost like having 2 leadoff hitters back-to-back with your 9 and 1. Let's see.
Big swing by Stoik, comes up empty. Let off the game with a single for Andover. And then grounded out in the 3rd.
Yeah, first pitch of the game, and he roped it into center field.
Andover trailing here in the 5th. I want to foul to the screen near us. 0-2 now the count. Andover Aces, Coon Rapids Redbirds. Other action tonight, we mentioned Champlin Park trying to punch their ticket to the state tournament. They're at St. Michael tonight. Get you some of the other games on the schedule. Here momentarily in the Metro Mini. I know Blaine's home to Centennial here tonight. Blaine Fusion. And then, of course, the other series over Anoka beat Forest Lake in 2 Friday night, then again on Sunday. So the Bucks are in. And that is another team that's had an up and down year, but certainly could be a factor in the state tournament. They could make some noise. Runner goes from first, pitch inside, throw down to second, not in time, and Stoik got hit anyway. I think he got hit by that pitch.
He did get hit by that pitch, and he and Hoppy was almost to second base by the time it left the hand of Velocity.
So a walk and a hit batter. And now Andover's runners at first and second with 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. And then they'll bring up Carson Waddell playing at second. So for 2, strikeout in the first, fly ball to right in the 3rd.
Well, a good opportunity here for the Aces to just continue to build on that momentum from the top half of this inning. One hit to the outfield.
And this one over short. That's down for a hit. Runner around 3rd. He'll hold up as the throw comes in up the first baseline, but they're now loaded after a solid single by Waddell. So Hoppy is at 3rd. Stoik at 2nd. Waddell at 1st after the single, the 4th hit of the game for Andover. Now Charlie Hora, the number 3 hitter, 0 for 2 on the night, has a chance to get Andover right back in the ball game.
Yeah, Hoppy had a nice jump. Coach Belchner held him with 2 outs. It was almost hit too hard.
First pitch, a strike at the belt. So all this noise with a couple of outs. Once again, a walk, hit batter, a single by Waddell, and now Andover has them loaded here in the bottom of the 5th. Hora in an 0-1 hole. Lassity, that pitch gets away from the catcher, but not far enough. As Peary was able to grab it quickly. And now shirt untucked for Lassity. And
yeah, different look.
yeah, you don't see it much. I would assume some of the veterans are saying, "Kid, tuck in your shirt."
Yeah.
1-1. That's up high. 2-1. And now the catcher might go out and say the same thing.
Yeah.
Number one, let's tuck in the shirt.
Number one, you can see there he is. He is tucking in the shirt. Yep. Good call. He looks like he might have a shirt that's just a little bit too big, but
yeah, and I just know how it goes in the dugout. There are probably a bunch of guys. This guy needs to tuck in his shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
In both dugouts, probably.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, especially Jeff Lindstrom, knowing,
absolutely. Old school.
Yeah, he's like, okay, let's stop the game, tuck in your shirt, and now pitch.
Yeah. 2-1 now the count. They're loaded for Andover here in the bottom of the fifth. Big threat for the Aces here as they try and get back in the ball game. Charlie Hora, the batter, the right fielder. See what he does with this 2-1. Down in the dirt. Blocked by Peary. Looks down to third. Nobody going anywhere. That was a good block. Probably saved a run.
Yeah, Peary. And he's using the new technique called OKD, one knee down. And don't think he'll, let's see if he's going to still do it.
3-1. There's a strike, 3-2. Hora taken all the way. So now a big pitch coming up. Runners are going to be on the move. 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the fifth. Andover trying to get on the board. Hit here for Hora would go a long way for Andover's chances in the ball game here tonight. That one towards second. Brenda grabs it, throws him out. Well, Vlad got the big pitch. And Hora grounds out 4-3. Andover leaves them loaded. And after 5, Coon Rapids leading the Andover Aces 4-0 here on QCTV.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The St. Paul Saints are back.
On to a short, Jordan dives, has it, goes second for one, on to first, double play! Oh, hit it in, right field, well hit, way back, it is gone!
Catch live coverage of tomorrow's big league stars right here on this community station.
We are here at Noble Park in Brooklyn Park. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs, our QCTV crew, led by Ryan Munch tonight. Lovely night for a ball game on this Monday night. Game 2 of this best-of-3 series between Andover and Coon Rapids. Redbirds lead at 4-0 once again. 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. But Eli Nyhammer struck out the side in the fifth inning. Here he comes to work in the sixth against Peary, Brenda, and Parr. 5, 6, and 7 in this Redbird lineup.
Yeah, Peary with a double in that second inning, hit one into the gap in right center field. Beautiful piece of hitting. It struck out.
There's one down low, ball 1 by Nyhammer.
And he's been very valuable behind the plate. Some nice digs with balls in the dirt with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, and you can't underestimate him handling this pitching staff. Here's one slapped toward first, toward his right brick, grabs it, throws it to the pitcher, Nyhammer. 3-1 on the putout. Nice play on both ends, one away.
Yeah, Nyhammer with you can tell he's pitched before, knew exactly as soon as it hit the right to the first base side to take off.
get on the move.
Yep, get on the move, and he took the right route.
And a good play by Brick moving to his right.
Yep.
Fed the pitcher perfectly. And the batter's going to be Brenda. Grounded out in the second. Reached. And then scored in the fourth.
Reached on an error.
Yeah, that was a drop fly ball.
Yep.
By Hora and right. Came all the way around to score. 1-0 pitch. Now 2-0. So Brenda playing at second base. Parr waiting on deck. Parr's had tonight a couple of hits, an RBI. Run scored in the game. You can hardly wait to get back up there. And you know that I got a couple of hits. I'm in the 7-hole here tonight.
It's you're absolutely you're absolutely begging to get that ball. Looks like a beach ball when you're up there.
Now 3-0. So a little control trouble in this at bat for Nyhammer. By the way, Andover 6 strikeouts total here tonight. 3 for Nyhammer coming an inning ago. 3-0 pitch. Pours it in there, 3-1.
That was actually a 4 in a row with Ian Wynn from the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Wynn struck out. Here's a chopper. Tough chance. Oh, what a play. Oh, Stoik on the run, charging, throwing. 2 away.
Well, that was good communication from Stoik over to Benji Bruce not to get in his way. And he pulled up, and just a great play by the shortstop. This is not an easy play at all. A quick throw on the money with velocity. Nice job by Stoik.
Brick's a good target over there. Went down, grabbed that nice throw by Stoik. Terrific play, 2 away. And now it's Parr. Parr, a couple of hits, RBI run scored. And there is a strike at the letters. Tried to duck under that one. The umpire would have none of that.
So, Steve, I was at the Twins game yesterday and had got to see the play at the plate.
Oh, boy.
And I was sitting right next to a catcher who played collegiately and said that Gary Sanchez did everything right. But he was still, it was still in, by the letter of the law rule, it was not.
Here's the problem with that. The runner made absolutely no attempt to go outside and get to the outside edge of the plate, and actually pointed his leg at the catcher.
Yeah.
So I think when you're giving all the benefit there to the base runner, and I don't think that's completely fair, because the catcher is trying to monitor, where's the runner? Am I going to get crushed here? Where's the ball? I got to try and make a play. They're not putting any impetus on the runner in that case, and the runner tried to slide in to Sanchez. I think it was a brutal call, and they got to figure something out. By the way, that 2-2 fouled out of play.
Well, not only that, they also have, you think of Randy Bush in the '87 World Series where he was able to do that slide with his hand. Merrifield is safe if you do that, and it takes that whole rule out of play.
Yeah, he made no effort to avoid Sanchez. There's a swing and a strikeout, and then the throw down to first, not in time. So that is a strikeout, but the runner will reach on the play. So officially another K for the pitcher. And down to first goes Parr, and that's going to bring up Aaron Lindstrom, the DH.
He was hit by a pitch, and then he was out on a fielder's choice where Stoik came home on a ground ball and threw it home, trying to cut down the runner, and all hands were safe.
He does have an RBI in the game. It's 4-0. Runner on first, 2 outs, that's Parr. Runner goes, throws down to second behind the runner, but it was quite a grab there by Waddell to find that and not get hit by the runner.
Yeah,
pretty good pick out there. The runner's safe, however, and that's Parr.
Yeah, and he actually was able to make a tag on it.
Yeah, how he was able to find that and still get a tag, that was pretty impressive by Waddell.
Really nice job.
But I think at the end of the Twins game, and it's created a lot of chatter. But boy, that was really close.
Yeah, I think he
got him.
I think he got him because his legs were up.
Yeah.
If there was a tag, and that's one of the problems with a one umpire system is you have to do it by the vision that that you have.
Big swing and a miss there by Lindstrom off that pitch, and hammer went up the ladder on him. Now 1-1, 2 away, runner at second. 4-0 Redbirds, and there's a strike now, 1-2. But it's one of those rules, and I understand Buster Posey and all of that, and trying to avoid those huge collisions. If you're old enough, you remember Pete Rose
and Ray Fosse.
Yeah. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout. So he gets his second strikeout of the inning, and Coon Rapids is retired here in the top of the 6th inning. No damage. They do leave one. And after 5.5, the Redbirds lead the Aces 4-0 here on QCTV, and we'll keep it right here and a little bit more about that play. And I think what happened at Target Field and then Rocco Baldelli and all the chatter about it, they're going to have to modify the rule because, once again, the runner made no effort whatsoever to go to the outside and get the hand on the plate. And I think that would have changed the entire complexion of the play. May have been safe, but also wouldn't have put Sanchez in a bad spot to be ultimately the bad guy, and they send it to New York. And I think that's another thing that I really don't like, because replay, you're supposed to get it right, and they send it to New York or New Jersey or wherever it is. I would prefer if they took replay out of the hands of the managers and the clubs and had a fifth umpire. And you have a replay umpire upstairs, and you leave it, the umpire is on site, and let the umpire sort it all out. On site.
I don't disagree with that. And to be honest, they look at the foul line as the foul line does not cut the plate in half. So there, as you looked at it, and there was no straight. You're not in a dome stadium, so you can't be directly above. But I think the Twins. I think Rocco Baldelli had a valid beef, and apparently there was some dissension in the room in New York. As two umpires looked at it, there was some little dissension about how that played out.
Because the base runner actually tried to make contact with the catcher and with the leg, and I think he even said as much post game as well. That came out in the post game quotes. So, all in all, bad look. Now you can't assume the Twins win that game.
Nope.
You can't assume that ultimately the Toronto Blue Jays still win the game anyway. But it is one of those plays where I think replay gets a black eye in all of it.
So the catchers have been coached now.
By the way, here's Blohaus leading off here in the bottom of the 6th against Jack Vlasity for Coon Rapids in his second inning of relief. And starter Steve Schreier was outstanding. Redbirds lead at 4-0 and over 4 hits in the game as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
So catchers are taught to put that knee down vertically with the foul line, which he did, and it just was over the foul line a little bit, or the fair line, whatever you want to call it.
Here's one hit in the air to right center field, going out second base, Brinda, and he can't hang on. He got to it, but he couldn't hang on to it. And Andover has the leadoff man aboard here in the 6th inning. Don't know if that'll go as an error or a hit. Your call, Jim.
Let's call it a hit. That's a tough play as you're running out. Don't necessarily know that.
Boy.
Looks like he almost got caught up in the lights as he pulled, kind of looked away from the ball.
Well, here's Brick. That would be hit number 5, according to Jim. I'm not going to argue with you. You ruled it a hit. And now Andover has a runner on. That'll bring Tyler Brick. So Blohaus gets aboard, the cleanup hitter, now number 5. Brick, swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 here. And Brick in the game 0 for 2. Blohaus does get the hit, so he's 1 for 3. And Andover loaded him up in the 5th, but couldn't get a run over. And now they get the leadoff man aboard here in the 6th. There's one hit right back up the middle, off the shortstop. Bates as he got towards second base. And then it ricochets toward left field, and now everybody's safe. And that one had tailor-made double play all over it, and I think Bates may have been thinking about that. Look at this. I mean, he's moving toward the bag. That's 6-6-3 double play every day of the week, and it got by him.
He might have been looking to see where Blohaus was. But
are you going to let me make the call on that one? Or
yeah, you can go. What do you say?
E6.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I concur.
2 on for Andover here in the 6th inning. They got a threat brewing. Benji Bruce. First pitch swinging, fouled out of play toward the truck. Look out.
Oh.
Doesn't quite get there.
Now, Ryan hopefully can tell us where we're at. Last time I had heard we were at 3, which is the seasonal average for times the truck gets hit.
It would be 6 or 7 this year. Wow.
Record-setting year for QCTV truck hits.
And it comes out of the director's check, I understand, the dent repairs. So Ryan Munch eating the bill here tonight between Ryan and Taylor, and Taylor has the night off. By the way, 1-1 to count. Bruce has played great over at third base, but where the truck is, that would be a pretty good poke over there to get a foul ball into the windshield.
Well, we did lose it. I know we did lose a windshield in Anoka.
1-1. Chop towards second. Really tough chance. They get 1 at second base. That is it. So Bruce reaches on the fielder's choice. Brick retired 4-6. Blohaus moves up to third. Andover has runners at the corners, and the batter is going to be Kuznia. Kuznia had a hit, moved along in inning number 2 due to an error, and then grounded out in the 5th. So he is 1 for 2. And a chance for Andover to finally get on the board here in the bottom of the 6th.
That was a really nice play by Brenda to just get one out.
Yeah, he just hung in there.
Yep. And just, Bates over to be able to get the put out.
Here's one chopped toward first. Another high hop over to first. Kinsella to the pitcher. That misses everything. 1 run in. And everybody moves up. Now Andover gets a run across and has runners at second and third. And that was another high hopper that Kinsella tried to field and then get it to the pitcher, Vlasky, and that one went wild.
Yeah, Kuznia's hustle.
Here it is.
Yeah, you can see he's hustling down the line, and he just pushed it a little bit. That's, I would say that's an error. But I'll let you. I'll defer to the play-by-play guy.
No. I agree. Yeah. I concur there as well. Bottom line is Blohaus scores. Brick goes all the way over to third. Benji Bruce standing at second. Still nobody, or 1 out here in the inning. 1 out here in the inning.
Yeah, the gloves have kind of disappeared for. I mean, really 3 questionable fielding plays by Coon Rapids in this inning.
And now we got a pinch hitter. Oslin is going to hit. This one chopped to third. Throw across by Sather. Well, that was a dart. So the pinch hitter there, Oslin, retired 5-3, and then this will bring up Hoppy.
Oslin pitched yesterday. He's a losing pitcher now. Grounds out. Questionable whether you really want to take off. I almost like to see then put a little bit more pressure on the defense and see if you could score.
Hoppy had a hit, a walk so far tonight. And it looks at strike 1. 2 away now. I would assume Berg would come back out to catch. Hoppy batting here. That one inside. Good block there by Peary.
He's been great behind the plate.
Yeah.
He really has.
Yeah. Done a good job. Jack Flasky in a bit of a jam has given up a run. A couple of errors here in the inning for the Redbirds. They still lead at 4-1 here in the bottom of the sixth. There's a pitch and a swing and a miss by Hoppy.
Yeah, Hoppy, if he can get on, that'll turn the lineup over.
Bloha's the lone run so far. Led off the inning with a bloop single to right. Came all the way around to score a couple of errors. Now they have runners at second and third. 2 outs in the pitch. And there's a called strike 3. So Hoppy let it fly by, but Andover gets 1. And after 6, they trail the Coon Rapids Redbirds 4-1 here on QCTV.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
And we are back at Noble on a lovely Monday night. Metro Mini playoffs continue. It's game 2 of the 3-game set between Coon Rapids and Andover. Anoka is through. They defeated Forest Lake. They won Friday night and won again on Sunday. So the Anoka Bucks are through. The other games tonight, Blaine Fusion and Centennial. Blaine won game 1, and then Champlain Park at St. Michael tonight. The Low Gators won game 1 on Sunday. And then, of course, Metro Mini tournament action continues next weekend. But big deal here tonight. Teams punching their ticket to the state tournament. Here's number 9 hitter for Coon Rapids in the 7th, Bates. And once again, a hard-throwing Eli Nyhammer beginning his 3rd inning of work. Struck out the side in his 1st inning of work. That was the 5th. Struck out 2 an inning ago. One of those strikeout victims reached on a drop 3rd strike.
Yeah,
actually, it's 2-0 now.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
2-0.
He's throwing, mixing that curveball a little bit more.
High and tight, 3-0. Bates in the game reached on a fielder's choice and hit into a 5-4-3 double play started by Benji Bruce in the 4th. Bruce done a good job at 3rd base. You mentioned guys at the hot corner have been a factor in the game here tonight.
Yep.
There's a strike now, 3-1.
Just checking to see if I could get a score from the Low Gators. Nothing yet.
They're pretty active on social
Yep.
media. There's one inside. And a walker, it may have hit him.
Yeah, it didn't look like the sleeve kind of moved on that. So
it sure did. I'm going to let you make the call. Hit by a pitch or a walk?
You know, without the umpire saying dead ball, I would say it's a walk.
All right, let's go with the walk. And bottom line is, Redbirds have the leadoff man aboard in the top of the 7th, leading to 4-1. Here's Ian Wynn, 0 for 3 tonight. He squares to bunt, fouls it out of play. Wynn started the game with that bunt toward Bruce. Bruce made just a terrific play on that attempted bunt to start the ball game. Ground out to second in the third, strike out in the fourth. Ian Wynn for the Redbirds. Throw over to first.
Ian Wynn, like Kyle Hoppy, no batting gloves. Don't really see that much anymore. Old school.
Yeah, the only thing I can relate to is most of my life I played golf without a glove.
Do you now play golf
No,
with a
I just have never been able to get used to it. I've tried, and then I lose the glove, or I forget to put it on, and then I go back to playing without a glove, and then it's like, oh, yeah, I got this thing. What am I doing with it? The 0-1. There's another bunt. Bruce crashing in, picks it up, throws him out again. Good play. Read that all the way. Runner moves up. Bates on second. Win with the sacrifice, 5-3. That'll bring up Kinsella, who hit that solo home run in the 30s, 1 for 3.
Let's see if he makes some adjustments to Nyhammer. Nyhammer was throwing darts past him in the fifth inning. Kinsella, a veteran.
That one ripped foul. He was waiting for that.
He was. He had it timed up.
You know, I think when a veteran player comes up and says, kid, throw me that fastball.
Yeah, yep.
You know, you can just, he said, bring that thing one more time.
Well, that's what he did with that that second curveball that he saw with that long home run.
Well, I think that's what's great. You get these kids, you know, getting started in college, and the veteran players in the good mix. I really like that aspect of amateur baseball because, you know, you get the 18, 19-year-old kids out here, and, you know, some of these veteran guys play well into their 30s at a high level. And I think that's what's great about it.
Yeah,
and what makes town team ball and amateur ball, you know, in this great tradition here in the upper Midwest, so compelling.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, when you look at Kinsella, I think he's been playing 9 years. Was that somewhere around in there? That's, you know, you're talking 27 to 30, somewhere around in there. You know, the low gator, Jeff Hoyer, who has been playing, I don't know, since I was young.
A 1-0, or excuse me, the 1-1. There's a strike, now 1-2. There's one high and foul out of play down the right field line. Good battle here.
Even if that was catchable, you would hope that Hoyer would know that it would be an easy sacrifice fly, and you'd want it to drop just to keep the score at 4-1.
There's one that goes to the screen. Runner comes home. Bates scores.
Well, Redbirds answer.
They get that run back.
Yep.
Bates reached on a walk, advanced on the sacrifice. And now the 1-2 towards second. Waddell grabs. Throws wide, but it's stabbed by Brick. 4-3 on the putout. And now 2 away. That'll bring up Sather.
That was a nice play by Waddell. The ball was spinning away from him and was able to get in front of it. And if it did make a bad hop, his body was in front of it to be able to make that throw.
Eli Nyhammer. That one fouled straight back. Sather was on it. Sather had a hit in the third. Struck out a couple of times. 1 for 3 in the ball game tonight. Redbirds batting here in the top of the 7th inning. Trying to win the series and advance to the State B. And the B and C, 3 sites, Faribault, and then as we mentioned, Meesville and Dundas will be the site for the tournaments this year, and they're getting them ready. And here's one high in the air behind second base. Shortstop calls, and that is Stoik. So Andover gives up a run, and they now trail at 5-1 after 6.5. Stretch time here at Noble. Steve Thompson, Jim Childs, and our QCTV crew. So Andover scratches and claws, gets a run, and then Redbirds come back and answer.
Yeah, well, you've got right now you've got 6 outs left. I'm sorry, 9 outs left if you're the Andover Aces, and you've got to make the most out of that. Every out counts right now. Every batter counts. So, Steve, we were talking about beautiful fields, and you and I did a field did a state tournament game at Dazzle.
Yeah,
and that field
was tremendous.
Great shape, and Cole Flick, who is a great follow on Twitter. He is, and he shows off his field all the time as he grooms it. The amount of care and pride he takes in just being the groundskeeper there is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is an absolutely wonderful facility, an old school press box and grandstand, and nestled right there in town. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The one thing I do remember, the chairs they gave us up in the press box were a little unusual.
Yes, I do remember that. Yes, yep.
Yeah, that
you could have brought your stool next time we do the game. You can bring your stool.
That's exactly right. My old wood shop stool that I bring to these outdoor games. I keep it in the garage and then throw it in the truck.
Yes. Yep.
And it's a little further off the ground, which is a good thing. Easier to get out of that chair. Here we go to the bottom of the 7th.
Yes.
Here between the Redbirds, and we got another pitcher out there for the Redbirds.
That'll be
Justin Clark.
Yeah, Justin Clark. He's only pitched 1 game so far this year. I'm sorry, 6 games this year. He's got 10 innings, 5 hits, 17 strikeouts. So he's got some electric stuff. 3.6 ERA.
So Clark will face the top of the order. Stoik, Waddell, Hora for Andover here in the bottom of the 7th. They have 5 hits in the game. They've stranded 8 in this game. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. They left them loaded in the 5th, 2 again in the 6th. So they have had some opportunities.
In scoring position, too. Quite a few.
This one down low, 2-0. So Clark, 2 bad ones to the leadoff hitter, Stoik, playing at shortstop tonight. Reached base a couple of times, had a hit in the first, and reached again in the 5th. There's a strike, 2-1.
Well, the Redbirds, we mentioned 4th out of 5 years of going to state. This would be the 4th in 5 years. That's pretty amazing, especially with as young as they are.
Another strike, 2-2.
Nothing but fastball so far.
Sather at third, Bates at short, Brenda at second, Kinsella at first, behind the plate. Peary. This one's hit high in the air down the right field line. Over is Paulson, near the line, makes the catch. And the outfield par on left, Wynn in center, and Paulson, who made the play a moment ago, is in right field tonight. 1 away, and that'll bring up Waddell.
Waddell got a single last time up. He's 1 for 3 today, struck out in the first. Kind of hit a Texas leaguer, caught by the second baseman in the 3rd inning.
There's a big swing and a miss. That caught the catcher. Boy, that shot the umpire took earlier up around the shoulder and neck area. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark. So he's going to get home from the ball game tonight and say, look at this.
A couple of ibuprofen might be in his future.
Just think I got paid. Wow. 0-1 curveball.
Wow.
Good pitch. Boy,
that's the first one we've seen. That's nice.
Yeah, and that's quite a change of pace when he has pretty good fastball and then comes back with that slow curveball. 0-2 now to Waddell. Comes back with that curveball and gets him 2 away. He went right back there and got him. His first strikeout. 6 overall for Redbird pitching tonight. That's going to bring up Charlie Hora. Nobody on, 2 away. Bottom of the 7th inning for Andover. They're down 5-1.
Yeah, Hora 0 for 3 tonight. 2 ground outs to the second baseman, Brenda, and he struck out in the first.
First pitch, a strike. And Clark, good-looking pitcher here. And when you have arms, boy, you have a lot of flexibility. There's one that misses high and away. That slipped out of his hand. But, you know, Clark, Maple Grove, first year at Southwest Minnesota State down in Marshall. Another Northern Sun player. A lot of kids out of the Northern Sun playing here in the Metro Mini. There's a big swing and a miss. Good fastball down at the knees. 1-2 now the count.
Northern Sun has excellent baseball. They really
do.
Mankato,
Absolutely.
I keep saying Mankato State, but Minnesota State, Mankato, Augustana, they really outstanding. St. Cloud State is
I had a nephew who caught for the University of Sioux Falls. He's out of school, has a real job now, but yeah, very good baseball in that league. And we've talked about the MIAC, very good baseball league as well. And now St. Thomas going Division I, and Hora gets caught looking. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Clark. We have played 7, and the Coon Rapids Redbirds lead the Andover Aces 5-1 here on QCTV.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
There we are at Noble Park in Brooklyn Park, and Coon Rapids and Andover moved to the 8th inning of this Metro Mini playoff game. Coon Rapids trying to sweep the series with a win. They won 4-1 at home on Sunday. Of course, all the action on Saturday rained out. We're able to get games in on Sunday. We needed the rain, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
You never want to see it rain on the weekend generally, but we needed the rain, and a lot of folks got much-needed rain. More importantly, the farmers got some rain. Coon Rapids up by 4 as we go to the 8th, and it will be 4, 5, and 6. Paulson, Peary, and Brenda.
And they are facing a new pitcher, Meyer Schmitz. This will be his 12th game. He has got 2 losses. He's got 1 save, 25 and a 2/3 inning, giving up 30 hits, 10 earned runs, walked 16, and struck out 13. So Nyhammer really came in throwing hard.
Yeah.
Ended up with 5 strikeouts.
Here's Schmitz, curveball outside, ball 1. And Paulson in the game, 0 for 3. Ground out, fly out, strikeout. Strikeout coming in the 5th. Here's one inside. Ball back. Actually, it looks like we may have a pinch hitter here for the Redbirds. Kyle Schoenbrick. Schoenbrick leading off here. So pinch hitter here in the 8th, batting for Paulson, who was 0 for 3. Now the cleanup hitter, Schoenbrick getting his chance. This one slap foul. Count rides along at 1-2 with the leadoff hitter for the Redbirds here in the top of the 8th inning. Period at catcher waiting on deck. And it looks like we might get another pinch hitter over there. And then Brenda would be due up. That'd be 4, 5, and 6 for the Redbirds here in the 8th. Against Meyer Schmitz, 4th pitcher to work for Andover, way up high. 2-2 now the count.
Yeah, Meyer Schmitz trying to just hold them at bay, allow your offense to come alive with your final 6 outs.
There's a called strike 3. So Schoenbrick strikes out, and that is the 9th strikeout for Andover pitching here in the ballgame. 9 strikeouts overall, and in the catcher spot, Peary was due up, but we got another pinch hitter. And
Justin Reeves.
Yeah, Reeves hits it on the ground to second, throwing on the run and getting him. Waddell over to Brick, 4-3. So that was a quick AB.
And Jimmy Brenda comes up next. Can't see if we can see a number on the back yet, but
no, that is not Brenda.
It is not. Actually, looks like Cole Grubner.
Yep, Grubner will bat.
Grubner comes in with a .235 average. 5 hits in 35 at bats.
1-0 the count. Grubner. So one outside, 2-0.
17 Redbirds have 30 at bats or more.
Grubner, Elk River Elk, playing his first year with the Redbirds. Now 2-1 the count. They went Schoenbrick, Reeves, and now Grubner. Nobody on, 2 away, top of the 8th inning. Redbirds in a good spot, up 5-1. Pitch 2-1, fouled. Now 2-2. Burke's still behind the plate. They pinch hit for him, but as expected, came back in defensively.
Yep.
Outstanding catcher for the Andover Aces. And, you know, we get into that time of the year with the state tournament coming up and kids heading back to college, though. The college guys are thinking about, I got to get back. I got to move in. I got to
get ready for fall baseball, which is, to be honest, not a lot of fun for college baseball players.
3-2 outside. Well, just going back to school.
Yeah.
It's been a while for me, but when I remember, it was kind of like, I got to go back and read again. To short, throw to first, up the line, but the tag put on by Brick. So Stoics throw a little wide, but Brick put the tag on him.
Yeah,
and Coon Rapids goes down 1-2-3.
Yeah, very nice play by Brick.
Field it first, then make the play.
Yep.
And he did it there. So Coon Rapids goes 1-2-3. We played 7.5, and they still lead at 5-1. And here's our upcoming schedule on QCTV. And
wow, look at that. We've got the Summer Concert Series, Ring of Kerry on the 23rd, and then 3 football games. Woodbury versus Champlain Park, that will be a good one. And Forest Lake at Anoka, that was a very tightly contested contest last year. And then we'll be back. Blaine versus Champlain Park. That's always a solid match between the 2 neighboring schools. And in the same district schools. Yeah.
And we know there'll be volleyball. We know there will be boys and girls soccer on the schedule.
Yep.
This fall as well. Now, what we're all waiting for are what are the announcer assignments for these football games? Because Jim and I were talking about it. It's like, when's Taylor going to come out with the schedule? Who's going to be able to do what? Because we all love doing those fall football games, especially when the weather's good.
Yes.
You know, a little bit later in the year and it starts getting cold.
Playoff time is not as much fun.
Especially for our crew. But, football Friday night's coming up here on QCTV. And once again, I think that's one of the reasons Taylor has taken the night off. Is that he's trying to figure out who gets to do what.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, what does Joe Rulin's contract say? And then we go from there, going forward into the fall sports season. So.
Yeah, it's still, whether they can afford you and I with Joe's contract.
Right.
So,
yeah, exactly, or anybody else.
You saw Coach Belchner hanging on the leaning against the fence over there. He's been a long time head coach of the girls basketball team. Made it to state for a couple of years. Real solid. Coach and contributor to Andover High School.
And here we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ploha's Brick Bruce due up for Andover, and 4, 5, and 6 trying to get something done. Andover's lone run comes in the 6th inning. As we mentioned, they've had opportunities. They've stranded a lot of runners here tonight. Coon Rapids is going to run another pitcher out there, and now it's Willie Nigut who's going to pitch.
He's got pitched 2 innings so far this year. He's got 3 strikeouts.
5th pitcher to work.
And Sammy Plohas comes up.
He's had a hit, run scored, and 3 trips here tonight. A 1 pitch.
I tell you what, there is some depth on that Redbird side on the pitching.
Well, and they're not going to play again until next weekend, so you might as well get these guys some work. And he strikes out on 3, so Plohas is down, and that'll bring up Tyler Brick. 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That is the 8th strikeout for Redbird pitching here tonight.
Yeah, and you're right, Steve. They've got, get everybody an inning. You've got a 4-run lead right now, and there's some guys here, there's some horses here that you can kind of feed the beast with.
Yeah, and then, of course, Metro Mini Tournament next weekend
mm-hmm.
To decide the championship, and then ultimately on to the state tournament. There's a strike. So Nigut comes in, throwing strikes. Gets Plohas. Brick 0 for 2, reached on an error in this ball game tonight, hitting in the 5 hole. There's a curveball that just, that is a strike. Delayed call there, 0-2, good curveball.
Yep, that one dropped, and Brick didn't care for the call very much. Thought it was high.
Yeah, and I waited, and I waited, and then I made the call and was wrong. 0-2. Just outside, 1-2. A pretty good pitch. Once again, great job by our crew tonight. Some great photos. And, I'm sure for crew and camera, these are the kind of nights they really dream about. To be able to work a game outside. The 1-2, that one's smoke foul. And it's 1 and 2. Got way out in front of that one.
He's going to check and see if the lumber's damaged, if it's a dead soldier or not. Looks like it's still alive.
Okay. 1 home run in the ball game tonight. That was for the Redbirds. Thomas Kinsella, solo shot in the 3rd. This one hit high and foul. That may have hit the roof of the porta potty. 1-2 the count. That'd be startling if you're in there.
That'll
scare
something out of you.
Yeah. 1-2, 1 away. Nobody aboard. Bottom of the 8th. The Andover Aces is down 5-1.
Startling is the key word there.
That's the 55-footer, 2-2.
And you have to block it because you don't know if it's 2 strikes. If the batter swings and gets past you, then it's on to first base. But a little joking between the catcher and the pitcher or the umpire there about, yeah, I got hit already once.
And that is Reeves behind the plate right now. He pinch hit. Previous half inning, Reeves behind the plate. 2-2 pitch. That one fouled out of play. Don't hit my truck. Don't hit my truck. It was headed in that direction. Now I've had pretty good luck over the years. There's no wood to knock on, but 2-2 the count.
Well, how long have you been in the Champlin Park area, the Champlin Brooklyn Park area?
Mom and Dad moved here in '73 when I was 9 years old, so we've been around. The church I grew up going to is right behind us, St. Gerard's here in Brooklyn Park. But way back in the day, it was surrounded by cornfields and potato fields. As a result, Brooklyn Park celebrates Tater Days, and St. Gerard's has a corn fest every summer. So there you go. I mean, as far as you could see it, when we moved up here in '73 from St. Paul, I was once again 9 years old. Potato fields as far as the eye could see. This was all potato fields.
And so this would have been District 4 Anoka, is that correct?
This, where we sit right now, is District 279, so the Osseo schools.
Okay.
But I was up in Champlin.
Okay.
So the area of Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park along the river, that was District 11. And then all of Champlin, all of Dayton was District 11, and we all went over the river to Anoka before Champlin Park opened in the early 90s. So if anybody lived in this area, and there weren't a lot of houses here, they would end up at Park Center. And this was way before Maple Grove opened. There's a strikeout.
Yeah.
By Brick.
Good battle by Brick. He just was expecting a curveball and snuck a fastball past him.
But yeah, memory serves, there was, other than St. Gerard's, that was about it.
Really?
You know, smack dab in the middle of a field. And, you know, there weren't too many homes nearby. It's like now, and there's one. Hit on a line to right, coming over to make the play. I believe that is Paulson, the starting right field, who came over and made a nice play. And Andover goes 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th. Coon Rapids leading Andover. The score 5-1 here on QCTV.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways.
You told me not to touch the stove.
You told me not to do drugs.
You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe. Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is him. Every day he's hungry for something. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then it kind of starts to work itself out.
There we are at Noble in Brooklyn Park. We go to the 9th inning. Coon Rapids has been in control. The Redbirds get their first run in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. They tack one on in the 7th. Andover's lone run coming in the 6th. And there we go. And once again, out there for Andover, Meyer Schmitz will begin his 2nd inning of work for the Andover Aces as they try and stave off elimination, keep it a 5-1 game, and put on the rally caps in the bottom of the 9th.
We'll have another pinch hitter here. Tanner Stein, batting .281, has got 1 home run, 9 RBIs. 18 hits.
So Stein digs in, and they've run a lot of pinch hitters out as of late in a 5-1 ball game. And once again, this will be it until the weekend. when play resumes. Metro Mini Tournament. Once again, Schmitz out there for Andover. There's Schmitz.
So, Steve, I've got a park. I don't know if you've been at it. Down in Egan, they have the exact cutout of Fenway Park.
No, I've never been there.
It's Green Monster and all. Green. It's a wonderful park. It's for youth baseball, but it's all the exact same dimensions.
Oh, so it's a poke to right.
It's a poke to right, yeah, and it's got pesky pole and
wow, that's cool.
It's very cool. Not as well known as you think it would be, but it's a very neat park.
Yeah, that is neat. I'd love to check that out. And once again, you mentioned earlier in the telecast tonight the work they put in at Champlain Park High School, and now Rebels Field. They've got a little grandstand with a roof and a press box, and they continue to add. And there's a walk for Stein, and Stein is aboard, and Coon Rapids leads at 5-1 here in the top of the ninth, looking for more. And
Riley Peterson will pinch hit.
Peterson now, and the Redbirds go to their bench. Peterson in his 15th game of the season here, getting the AB. Again, Schmitz. Ball one there. Stein down at first. That leadoff walk. There's a big swing and a miss. 1-1 now the count.
Yeah, the Metro Mini is, from the website design to just the camaraderie between the teams, and the competitiveness between the teams. This is a fun league. It's good baseball, local, and some of these guys have been playing against each other since they've been 8 years old.
Well, and I think that's one of the keys. It's organized. They do a good job on the website. They keep the stats. There's continuity with some of these clubs now, and that's how you generate a following over time. And the runner goes at first. There's one down in the dirt. Throw from second. Sails in high, and that is a stolen base for Stein. So the Redbirds have a runner in scoring position here in the ninth, leading 5-1. And the batter is still Peterson in the count 2-2 to him. But and it does start with that, where there is organization and structure, and there starts to become tradition with these clubs, and takes time to get established. And then there's a strikeout by Peterson, kicks the dirt as he's a bit frustrated. 10 strikeout overall for Andover pitching, and with one away and a runner at second. We got another pinch hitter. And this is Jason Klubin.
Klubin batting 125. He's got 6 hits on the season, 2 doubles.
And it looks at ball one from Schmitz. Fifth pitcher to work. No, fourth pitcher to work for Andover.
You look at for the Redbirds. Oh, look at this.
Runner goes from second to third, and they got him picked off. Now Stein leading the wrong way in the run down. And they get him.
So Jeff Lindstrom for the Redbirds and Sam Plohaas, the managers put in a lot of time into just the organization, getting the fields, organizing umpires, uniforms, making sure you have enough players there. A lot of time and very little reward other than getting to play. It's a labor of love. Matt Merrick for the Low Gators, another one that spends a lot of time.
Yeah, and the social media presence continues to grow, and state tournament appearances. But it is ultimately, for the love of the game. We talked about the umpires earlier, and they come out and they get paid a little bit, but just being around the ballpark and being around the game and being able to play is, it's just a wonderful tradition that's been around for a long time, and it's still going strong.
Yeah, I think it's
people
even
care about
growing.
it.
I think it's growing.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. People care about the game, and it's good to see, because this is, we all go to Target Field or watch a major league game on television, but this is truly the grassroots of the game, and great to see.
Yep.
2-1. There's a big swing and a miss.
Yeah, you think about the Northwoods League. That's another prominent league of good collegiate players, and we've got American Legion and baseball. Minnesota has the most teams out of any state with American Legion baseball.
2-2 pitch on the way, 2 away, up high, 3-2.
I think it goes to the fact that people just like to be outside during this time of year.
Yeah, and that is a huge part of it. I think people understand the game, and then we get back to the parks, and the communities take a lot of pride. There's a lot of volunteer effort. It's a social gathering, especially in an era. There's a walk with 2 outs, and we'll go back to the top of the order, and I think we'll get a pinch hitter again. No, it is Wynn.
Yeah,
Wynn is going to bat. So the parade of pinch hitters, that was 2, 4, 6 straight pinch hitters, but Wynn's going to bat. And Wynn looking for a hit tonight. He laid down a sacrifice back in the 7th inning, and he's got a runner on and 2 away here in the top of the 9th. But, there aren't a lot of social gathering places, anymore in communities large or small. And I think, getting together and watching a ball game, there's a ton of value in that. And, you look at, the B and particularly the C. I had a chance to do some C games last year down at Chaska, and they've got a great ballpark down there by the river. Great old ballpark. And you look at the crowds that come in from these small towns all over the state of Minnesota, and it's a big deal to be able to come to the cities and root on their team. And that ballpark in Chaska is cool because they have the flood lines on the side of the grandstand. Some of the big flood years, way back in the 60s. If memory serves, is 65. The flood is 65. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But they have that on the grandstand. And it is way up on the grandstand. It's just absolutely ridiculous to see how high the water is.
Well, they've got pictures too. They have pictures that are painted on the grandstand as well. Yes. Yeah, it's great.
0-2. And there's a strikeout. That's the end of the inning. Well, Coon Rapids fails to add to their lead, but they go to the bottom of the 9th, up 5-1, Andover down to their final swings of the season as they try and stay alive here against the Coon Rapids Redbirds.
It's 12 strikeouts, I believe, isn't it? That for Andover, I mean, out of 27 outs, that's quite a few, and we'll have a new pitcher.
Another lefty comes out to pitch for Coon Rapids here in this ball game.
It'll be number 19, Bryce Peterson. This will be his 11th game. He's 3-0. He's got 1 save, 16 innings pitched. He's only given up 5 hits, 4 earned runs. He has given up a home run. And pretty impressive stat here, 29 strikeouts. So the closer is in.
Left-hander for the Redbirds coming in. They've won 18. They're 18-11, and they would make another state tournament appearance, first since 2020. And they have played well. And there's no doubt. Talking before the game with Jeff Lindstrom, about the pitching. That's where he started. He said, we got a good mix of young guys and old and veteran players, but our pitching really stands out. That is certainly no joke. Their pitching has been very good indeed. Kuznia, Berg, and Hoppy. Kuznia is going to lead it off. He had a hit back in inning number 2, reached on an error in the 6th. Also had a ground out here tonight. He's trying to get on base, swing and a miss there.
Well, he can bring it. He's got some velocity.
This is Peterson. This one hit in the air to center field, chasing the center fielder back over his head and all the way to the fence. Kuznia leads off with a booming double to center field. Andover in business here in the bottom of the 9th inning. He put a charge into that one.
Boy, he did. Yeah, he definitely got a hold of that one.
Kuznia's second hit of the night. And now due up to bat is Berg. And they pinch hit for Berg in the 6th. He struck out a couple of times here tonight. Now it's Sam Berg, the catcher, with the runner at second. Nobody out. Andover down by 4. Bottom of the 9th. There's a strike. Well, that's quite a way to start.
Yeah.
Get your number 7 hitter to drive one over the center fielder's fence, or over the center fielder's head all the way to the fence. Got wind turned around. There's a ball outside, 1-1. Berg.
Peterson, a Coon Rapids graduate, 2018.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Right past him.
Yeah, I think when you can throw that hard and as a left-hander, you keep throwing that.
Yes.
1 and 2. I don't know if there's any reason to fool around. Here it is. See what you can do with it. The 1-2. Down low. 2 and 2. Definitely a live arm. They've run out some pitching here tonight.
Yeah, they have. Starting with Schreier.
Pulled the string on that one. Strikeout, 1 away. Runner still at second. Hoppy's 2 up.
Hoppy's had a good night.
10 strikeout for Redbird pitching, by the way. First there for Peterson.
Lefty versus lefty. This can be a tough matchup for Hoppy. He's on that one.
It's fouled back to the screen. Hoppy in the game, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. His resume tonight.
A nice bunt for a single. First time up.
We talked about how even the play was over the weekend. Anoka swept Forest Lake, but a lot of close games on Sunday.
Yep.
And it shows to go how deep this league is. Runner goes from second to third. I'll get in there, but a strikeout number 2 in the inning. Hoppy is down, and Andover down to their final out. 11 strikeout overall for the Redbirds. Second for Peterson in the inning, and then he'll bring up Connor Stoik. Stoik had a single to lead off the game for Andover.
Like you said, final hope here. You're down to collecting a bunch of hits just to get back in it. Stoik's made a couple of nice plays out at.
Fouled out of play.
He's made a couple of nice plays out of shortstop today.
Stoik, the leadoff hitter for Andover. 1-1 the count, 2 away. Runner at third. That's fouled to the screen. 1 and 2. Rapids trying to close out this series 2-0, move their record to 19-11. Andover would finish the year 2 games under 500. The 1-2 down low, 2-2.
I think they get to. Are they part of the tournament next weekend, or are they out?
Yeah, I just think it's the top 4.
Is
They're
it the
playing
top
for the
4?
title.
Okay.
Yep. Couple of tune-up games before the state tournament. Inside, Class A state tournament underway at St. Anthony Village in Palm Field.
That's another really unique area and unique field. It's
right there at the high school. Good little ballpark. Yep. Just a beautiful setting. They've got a nice football stadium there, too. 3-2, up the middle. Grabbed that short. Across in time. Redbirds win 5-1. And they win this series 2-0 and will advance to the state tournament. Congrats to the Redbirds. Outstanding pitching here tonight.
Yeah, really, on both sides, great pitching. And both starters came out really well. But the story was the pitching for the Redbirds. They just never really got in trouble. They bases loaded once, but they're able to get wiggle off the hook. And the bullpen for the Redbirds, very, very good.
Yeah, and their pitching.
Yeah.
Come to state tournament time, they could certainly be a factor in the state B, no doubt about it.
You get to the 5th inning, and then you throw the guys out that came out today. You're going to be looking strong.
Yeah, and the way they spread the state tournament out, you don't really wear out your pitching. You do get a breather, and if you can run out what they did tonight against Andover, Coon Rapids will be formidable.
Yes.
Coon Rapids Redbirds beat the Andover Aces 5-1. Big thanks to our QCTV crew led by Ryan Munch. Always good to see Jim Childs. My name is Steve Thompson. Thanks so much for joining us here on a Monday night on QCTV.